Hi, my name is Sarah Castillo, and this is my self-introduction speech. A little bit of background information. I am 21 years old, and I love anything and everything having to do with art, which is what compelled me to become an art major at TAMIU. One of the many disciplines that fall under the realm of fine arts is photography, which is what I will be discussing with you all today. And the object of choice for this speech is my Minolta XG7 analog camera. It's a film camera, so it isn't digital, and you need to manually set your settings accordingly to take a photo. How many of you enjoy capturing precious moments in your lives to relive certain events? Photography is something that everyone uses in their day-to-day life. It allows us to travel through time and experience nostalgia, remembering how we thought, felt, and understood the world around us. The main points I will be discussing with you all in the next few minutes is how the human eye is essentially a lens, and how a photograph is an illusion of a literal description of how the camera saw a piece of time and space. Along with this, I will be discussing how photography impacted me and aided me in familiarizing myself with my surroundings. I began using photography as a way to document my life for the next coming years. I started fully practicing photography at 14, and at one point I was convinced I was going to be a professional photographer. I wanted to have my own studio and document people so they could have something unique and dear to them, so that they can remember special moments in time. I began a photography course, my first photography course, as a freshman in college, and I purchased my first analog camera as well. I learned how to develop my own film and use a projector to develop my own photographs as well in a darkroom. So that was a huge milestone for me. I became inspired to excel in analog photography, and I began to look further into the conceptual theories behind this dying art. Cameras are essentially modeled after the human eye. We created a device that works just like our internal vision. So the cornea takes in rays of light and bends them through a process called refraction into the pupil. Then the iris and pupil act like an aperture setting in an analog camera. What aperture is, it's how much light you let into a lens. So if you're taking a photo in outdoors where there's natural light, you don't need to have a high aperture setting. You can have it low because a lot of light is going to go into the lens anyway. But if you're taking a photograph, for instance, indoors or where there's dimly lit lighting, you would then set your aperture setting higher. So that's a little bit about that and how that works. Photography is something that's near and dear to my heart, and which is why I chose to discuss it with you all today. It's something I'm going to keep learning and perfecting throughout the coming years. And one thing I want you all to know is that photography has impacted my life for the better. It has transformed me, and whenever I hold the camera, it challenges me to create something unique and to bring something new to the table that's worthy enough to be displayed as art. And that's something I enjoy. I enjoy the photography is my passion, and I will continue sharing it with others for as long as I can. Thank you so much.